from there we can, we can take a more, should the drilling come, that'll, in 2 years the situation is going to be considerably different. In terms of having very real effects, this is a bill that's going to stop underground storage of natural gas, which is a very real threat to this community. That's about all I've got to say. I'm introducing Scott. Scott Loffer representing Sierra Club.
I commend the City of Binghamton, the City Council, and the Mayor for taking this step. It's very courageous to tell the gas industry and our governor that we're not going to allow gas drilling to take place, at least for 2 years, maybe, who knows, longer. This is a good first step. And we in the City of Binghamton feel that resoundingly we are against gas drilling within our city limits. I think it was proven last night at the City Council meeting and the hearing. So it's not in our interest, we don't feel, and we need to join the ranks of many communities across the state who are also saying the same thing, that there is too much at risk with bringing in gas drilling, as it would be regulated by the DEC as of today. As Isaac said, who knows about 2 years down the road, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, thank you.
I'm Eileen Hamlin. I represent Citizen Action on Working Families. Our organization wants to thank Binghamton City Council for their courage in voting for the interests of their constituents instead of those of the very powerful gas industry. Environmental justice is one of the things our organizations have always worked for in our community. Media reports from other states around the country report numerous incidents of air pollution, water pollution, spills, illegal dumping of hazardous waste, and health effects in humans and animals near drilling sites. Even earthquakes are reported. The very fact that the DEC has chosen to protect the water supply of New York City and Syracuse as a part of its upcoming regulations indicates that the process currently used by this industry is not safe and should not be used anywhere else either. We also urge DEC to do a health impact study as part of their work. We thank the Council for keeping the city residents safe from this industry. We also thank our Mayor for his steadfast support of environmental justice and the basic needs of human beings. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is David Currie. I'm the director of the Binghamton Regional Sustainability Coalition. I too would like to add my gratitude to City Council for voting for a moratorium on gas drilling within the City of Binghamton. I think what we observed last night is a more democratic process at work. We cannot leave this up to the experts. This is our region and our future. There are better ways to manage the process and manage the risks. We owe it to ourselves to adopt best practices now. The argument for drilling is based on economic benefits for the most part. We need to look not just at the winners, but also at the losers. Typically, the losers have been the taxpayers, as we privatize the gains and socialize the costs. There will be environmental and social impacts. We may need jobs, but we don't have to be sacrificed. More often than not, the boom-bust cycles have proven to be fool's gold. We need to calculate costs and look at alternatives like green jobs. If the choice is between fewer but more permanent green jobs that preserve our quality of life versus a quick stimulus, with most of the money leaking out of the local economy and years of reparation and mitigation, I think we would all jump at the former choice. Thank you. And after me, Elaine Perkus from NYRAD.
Thank you. Today is a red letter day in the environmental history of Binghamton. The hydrofracking ban that is being adopted will help protect citizens as well as send a strong, urgent message to Governor Cuomo that Binghamton, New York, the proposed epicenter of the Marcellus Shale gas boom, has no faith that the Marcellus Shale revised draft supplemental generic environmental impact statement can protect public health and the environment. That is why nearly 11,000 signatories to a coalition letter are requesting that Governor Cuomo withdraw the woefully inadequate revised draft SGICE and send it back to the drawing board to address at least 17 critical shortcomings spelled out in our letter. Here's the letter. Given the irreparable harm that horizontal hydrofracking could wreak on Binghamton and the Southern Tier, we believe New York's de facto horizontal hydrofracking moratorium must not be lifted until Binghamton government officials, other local, state, and federal authorities, and all other potentially impacted parties reach a consensus that all 17 of the revised draft SGICE's key inadequacies have been fully resolved. In closing, I wish to convey my heartfelt thanks to City Council Representatives Robert Westlar, Terry Redia, Leah Webb, Sean Massey, Charles Kramer, Edward Collins, and Mayor Ryan. Thank you all for your public service and for your leadership on behalf of our wonderful home, the City of Binghamton. Every city in America should have elected officials with your courage, intelligence, and dedication to the public good. Again, thank you.
My name is Fisk Hansen, and I'm a member of the Southside West Neighborhood Assembly. We who are longtime residents in the city are pleased that the ban has been voted on and that it had been introduced to begin with, and the amount of work that was put into it is much appreciated. We in the Assembly have a voice, and this is what needs to be heard. And this is the voice that says, thank you, everyone who is involved with getting this ban passed. Thank you.
This is the legislation itself.